Here's the lineup for the women's beam final. Schaefer, Eremina, Ellie Black, Murakami, Teramoto, Morgan Hurd, women's all-around champion, Liu Tingting, and Tabea Alt from Germany. Tabea, the highest qualifier. Beth, you were saying earlier how much you're looking forward to the return of Morgan Hurd into this arena. And she made such an impact, didn't she, in the all-round competition? She did. I mean, she was the one that went clean throughout the whole competition, and it'll be interesting to see how she copes, having gone from such a high to be able to come back into the arena and perform on probably the hardest piece. Well, Pauline Schaefer will be first up on the beam.
I have a little hunch Schaefer might do the job today.
Well, she got bronze, didn't she, at the last World Championship? Elena Eremina, she got a bronze in the all-round. Silver on bars as well yesterday. You seen another medal for her?
Yeah, possibly. She hasn't faltered either days on beam.
Must be tired now, though, as must this gymnast, Ellie Black. Oh, she'll be lifted from the home crowd. The Canadian girl, Commonwealth champion on this piece. We saw lots of young gymnasts outside, and we were talking to them, and who are you here to support? And every single one of them, Ellie, Ellie, we can't wait to see Ellie. Mai Murakami. And she's a gymnast that's made a real impact on us, Chris.
She has, hasn't she? I think probably the routine of the championships for me so far was her floor routine. She's yet to stay on beam, though. And she had a disappointment in that all-around, so she'll want to make up for that.
Asuka Teramoto, her compatriot, also 21. She was fourth in the World Championships 3 years ago. And then the great Morgan Hurd. Riding high from her tweet from J.K. Rowling, congratulating her on her victory in the all-round. Liu Tingting next in China.
Representing the People's Republic of China, Liu Tingting.
And she's quite a specialist beam worker for China.
Asian champion this year. And the highest qualifier will be the last to go. Tabea Alt is out. Highest qualifier here, but finished 9th in the Euros.
She wasn't very well out in the European. She ended up actually pulling out of the all-around final. So it is her favoured piece. She always says that's the one that I want people to watch me on. So she'll be very pleased to have made this final, and hopefully it can all come into play.
And she's actually got the highest difficulty in qualification, so she, you know, if they all give equal performances, she should be your winner.
Morgan Hurd wears that very interesting leg. I don't know if it's some sort of a support or it's interesting on her right leg. Look at that later.
Oh, was it on across her knee, at the base of her knee?
Just underneath, yeah.
Yeah, it's like for to take the pressure off that tendon. She's still at the growing age where she's getting those sort of growth type pains, really.
There's the start list. The women's beam. Schaefer first, Eremina, Ellie Black, Mai Murakami, Asuka Teramoto, Morgan Hurd, Liu Tingting, and Tabea Alt. First to go, Pauline Schaefer, third highest qualifier, and already a world bronze medalist.
A great start to this routine. By linking 3 elements, the gymnasts do pick up bonus points. builds up for the first big series, the flick layout. She didn't have the most difficult routine in qualification, but her execution was very high, and that allowed her to finish so high up in the qualification ranking. The judges are looking for body alignment, keeping the posture up, high up on their toes when they're doing their dance. Here's the very innovative move. Very difficult to spot the beam. Free walkover into the jump, into the second jump. They have to show 2 jumps linked together. And here's the low part of the beam. Yet again, a requirement the judges are looking for. Free cartwheel. Cleanly executed so far. Here's the big dismount, the straight layout gainer. A great way to start this beam championships. We've had so many problems on this piece of apparatus throughout this championship. So for her to go up first, do a clean routine, she's now set the standard for the rest of the field.
And what a tough act to follow, Chris. I mean, really piling on the pressure to the other 7.
Yeah, this was a very good, steady routine. She didn't try anything clever or gimmicky, but everything she gave full concentration to, kept the wobbles to the minimum. Lovely double spin here, right up on the toe. It's actually very difficult, but you get quite a lot of marks for it. It's a D element. She's good natural extension, and there we are, you see her land. It's a side summy with an extra half turn, the only gymnast in the world who does it. And I guess, Beth, it's in the code of points as a Schaefer.
It will be, yes. I think she first performed it a couple of years ago, just at Glasgow World Championships. For them to get it into the code of points named after them, they have to perform it at the World Championships and perform it successfully.
Probably the weakest bit of the routine is the dismount, just a straight gainer off the end. But no, that's a good start. Everyone else has got to be a little bit more innovative, do a little bit more difficult work, because she didn't really give a lot away to the judges. And even though that's an easy dismount, no deductions.
See the coach nervously watching.
National coach for Germany.
.533, so up on her qualification score. Schaefer with a very, very tough score to beat for anybody who wants to try and get a medal here.
Well, into the 8s for execution. We haven't seen many of those on beam.
Elena Eremina from Russia already has 2 medals to her name at these championships. Bronze in the all-round, silver on bars.
And quite a favoured mount there. It's a leap onto the end with a change of legs. Nicely controlled spin with the leg high. This is her big series. 1 flip, 1 layout, 2nd layout, well controlled. You get more marks when you put 2 layouts than if you just do the 1. Good precision with the free walkover and the arm movements. The secret on beam is to always do it the same. Be consistent. Make the arm movements, the leg movements the same every time. Good leap into free cartwheel. That's another example of where you can add your difficulty bonus points. And that's the 2 leaps that have to be included. One of the requirements. Sideways passage of dance. She's the junior European champion on beam. We've seen her grow through the sport, and she needs a big dismount now. Good round off. triple twist, a little bit of a pace to the side. It gets a lot of marks, the triple twist, but it will lose a bit for those sideways steps. That will be very competitive with Schaefer.
Yeah, well, she didn't hold back. That's the thing. She went all out, Beth.
She did, and when you hold back on beam, that's usually when you find the errors come in. So there's the full spin with the leg up. The gymnasts have to show a full spin on the beam. Dance passage down onto the low part. Very elegant gymnast to watch. See her chin up, but her eyes are constantly keeping an eye on the beam. There's the free cartwheel.
It's interesting, that choice of Schaefer to go for that simpler dismount as opposed to this one, the very complicated, difficult one to land as it's twisting and turning through the air.
There is always that battle. Do you go for the difficulty and risk the execution? But then we are starting to see more and more gymnasts starting to use the gainer dismount rather than using the round off or the flick dismount.
One of the things that's changed on this new judging is these big dismounts like this are given a lot more weighting. That'll probably be where her start score is so much higher than most of the other people. That really was probably the only major error to the side. But, you know, she took a step to the side, then a hop to the side. She'll probably have lost about 0.5 on that dismount.
Well, 13.533 is the score to beat. She's down on that. She's in second. It's 12.966. It was costly, the deductions on the dismount.
First time this championship she's been out of the 13s.
Huge roar for Ellie Black from Canada. Silver in the all-round competition.
The third gymnast to use that entry. You will see a very different style from Ellie on beam. A lot more powerful. Opens with the double spin into the backspin. That gives her bonus connections. This is the piece that she had a problem with in the all-around. Here's the first pike somersault. No problems with that one. The big somersault connection, the flick into the straight back. Well executed. Ellie's really raised her game here in Montreal in front of her home crowd. Coming up to the somersault that she had to grasp hold of the beam on in all around. Just had the same problem with it today. And then finish it off with the big dismount round off into the double pike. What a shame.
What a shame indeed. She was the fourth highest qualifier, so she will have certainly had her eyes on a prize of some sort.
Yes, she will. What surprises me is she uses the pike front summy in the first line. So here we have the double spin into the back spin, nicely performed. As Beth said, that's a bonus. But you know, she then had a wobble, so she got a 0.1 bonus and then a 0.1 deduction for the wobble. And this, the straight somersault, I think the judges will give her that a straight there she held. And now this, I think, is, oh, that's the one she comes off on. So the pike, which is harder, she stayed on without an error. And the tuck, she just didn't get the back foot behind the front one. The back foot was hanging off, but whether it's just that it's so much later in the routine and her concentration's wavered a bit by then.
She does still have floor final. She's the replacement for Reagan, so she'll be back out to perform in front of her home crowd.
She's been a very busy gymnast and absolutely rewritten the record books for Canada. Lovely double pike to finish. Very powerful. As we said, the silver medalist in the all-round. Nothing can match that.
No, I think a lot of gymnasts would take the silver in the all-around competition.
As you say, Beth, she will be back very shortly. It's the next women's final after this. We'll have P-bars in between from the men. Also, Claudia Fragapani will be in that final. No doubt she's warming up at the moment and just slowly getting herself ready for hopefully what will be for her a medal-winning performance. Still 5 more gymnasts to compete in this women's beam final, including the highest qualifier, Tabea Alt. She'll be last to go. So all the gymnasts that are in this final will just be waiting and wondering to see what she can bring to the party. 12.4 for Ellie Black.
See, the execution plummets there down into the 6s.
The score that's leading this competition is 13.533. Pauline Schaefer. Mai Murakami, such a disappointment in the all-round. This is where she fell. She came 4th.
And I've enjoyed watching her gymnastics greatly in this championships. And that was good and solid. It would be great to see her work confidently here. Flip, layout, somersault, very nice. She's faltered each day. She was 4th all around, and that was a tremendous result considering she fell off the beam. But she's got good rhythm. Nice control on the free cartwheel. This was the problem. Much better with the double spin. Little hop, but that's a lot better than a fall. Needs to keep the concentration there. Free walkover. Here's the 2 jumps that you have to include. All of these jumps where the gymnasts split their legs, the judges are wanting to see them hit 180. And if they don't, there's deductions. Very smooth so far. Big round off, punches the beam, lifts to a double pike. Wow, it was great to see her make that routine today.
Proof that she can do it, and she got all the way to the finish, and actually a good little rescue there on that dismount, Beth, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see her come out so confident. We know she was very upset after the all-around, and she's obviously had to go back, recompose herself, and come back out today fighting. She's also got the floor final, so it'd be a great way to start her finals today. Such a popular mount using the change leg, and the solid pike front somersault. Gymnasts have to show a mixture of either a forward or a sideward element and a backward element. So here's a backward element with the flick layout. See, there's not much room for error there. The feet have to place side by side, and the big dismount, round off into the double pike, and just a big step back. She'll be very pleased with that performance. In qualification, she had a 5.6 start value, so that would be the highest we have seen.
As Beth was saying, she was visibly so disappointed, lots of tears when she felt she threw the title away.
She's over 13.066. Murakami is in 2nd for now.
But she's come out fighting today.
That score of 13.533, proving very, very difficult to match from Pauline Schaefer.
That was actually the top qualification score as well.
Asuka Teramoto now. 21, 4th at the World Championships in 2014.
Starts a routine with the double spin, just has to grasp the beam to recompose herself. There's the flick into the layout, somersault series, building up her connection values. A split leap into the change leg, showing the two elements, two jumps linked together, a solid side to me. There's change leg half. And the noddy. The half turn with the flick. A precise free walkover into the free cartwheel. A visible break, so there'll be no connection. Builds up for the dismount. You can hear the beep in the background. Gymnasts have a certain time to get off. And there's the round off triple twist. A great routine, apart from, unfortunately, that double spin right at the beginning of the exercise.
This proves the human, Beth.
It does, and it's so nerve-wracking to go out there. What we've got to remember, this beam is only 10 centimetres wide, and they're performing in front of a few thousand people here, all on their own. You can hear a pin drop when they're going.
Well, that was the double spin you said, Beth, which was very costly. I think I would expect the judges to make a marked deduction for a grasp of the apparatus. But lovely split in the leaps.
I guess it's something that you just cannot train for, Beth. I mean, the feeling of doing a routine, as you will well know, in a training gym and then coming out into an arena and doing it. I mean, what's the secret with that? Practice, experience of being on a world stage, and also the fact that they don't get the warm-up, so they come from the back gym, they walk straight out here, so she's having to get on the beam, and a couple of hours ago she will have practiced that dismount, but yeah, it is a very difficult one, and you'll quite often see people building up their experience each time they come into a World Championships.
And, I mean, in training, we do what we call cold routines, no warm-up, come in the gym, straight on the beam and perform, and you try and recreate the atmosphere, but you can't really, can you, Beth?
You can't, but, I mean, coaches will set up other challenges, so it might be that you have to do 3 routines in a row to stay on, or they'll put some other pressure on the gymnast so that they know what it's going to feel like when they know they have to perform that one routine.
And actually looking ahead to Claudia, that's where something like Strictly will come in. Just that feeling of being watched and, you know, scrutinised in that way. Not saying that Revel Horwood is on the same level as some of the judges here, but you know what I mean.
What did impress me with this young gymnast was the triple twist dismount. Yeah. She strolled into it. But I'd be very surprised if this score is going to challenge the top.
Yeah, at this level you can't afford a big wobble like that and expect to get a medal.
The trouble for the judges and why they're taking a bit of time is the more mistakes the gymnasts make, the more the sort of adding up and decisions that have to be made. And of course you've got a panel of 6 judges and they have to agree. They have to agree with the deductions for each other, and there'll be judges who haven't got gymnasts in the final.
The score is in. It's 12.966 for Teramoto. She's in 4th. 3 to go. Morgan Hurd, the all-around champion, and the 2nd highest qualifier for this beam final.
And the words to herself that we've come to recognise are her way. It almost looks like she talks herself through the routine. Lovely full twisting tuck back summy. She already looks a little more mature than she did 2 nights ago. And actually, she didn't do that free cartwheel very well, but she held on. Here's the series, the backflip, the layout somersault. Again, needed a little bit of a recovery. She made it. Lovely discipline with the arms at the end of the free walkover. Can see everything's very precise. Up, out. Out again for the landing of the front somersault. She was very jittery in the all-round, even though she didn't fall off. It looked to fight. She seems to have a little bit better rhythm. Although that means she's got 10 seconds to dismount. She needs not to rush because it's a big dismount. Here we come. Round off, full twisting double back. Beautifully performed. Being over time will only mean a 0.1 deduction. It's not huge.
But it said a lot that she didn't rush there at the end.
Especially when you've got a big dismount like that. You've absolutely got to drill into your gymnasts. Don't rush. It's more important to do the dismount well.
A relief that she is through. What a championships she has had here, whatever the outcome of this final.
She's always so smiley and just looks like she's really enjoying herself out there. See, beautiful dance there, the full twisting tuck back, very solid today. This routine was miles better than she did in the all-around. There's the free cartwheel. The only big error that she had throughout the routine. She spots that beam throughout the free walkover and then has 2 very well executed jumps. And the big dismount, one of the only gymnasts in the world performing this at the minute, the full twisting double back.
Well, is it going to be in the 12s or will it creep over 13?
I think it'll creep over 13, but for me, I'd be surprised if it takes the top spot. But that's just an impression. We weren't actually judging.
Well, 13.533 is that top spot. 13.066 silver, 12.966 bronze at the moment, but still 2 gymnasts to go, including the favourite.
She has got a big start value, 5.6 in qualification, which is a fair bit more than Schaefer had in qualification.
13.4, Morgan Hurd is in second. A medal is in her sights. So, 0.133 behind Schaefer. Mai Murakami hangs on in third. Liu Tingting now from China.
Chinese are renowned for this piece of apparatus. Always had lovely leaps and jumps. Big opening series. The handspring into the front somersault. A very unusual acrobatic series. Not often do we see it. There's the change leg. Into the split ring. And there's her backward element. The full spin. Had a high start value during qualification. The split leap into the free cartwheel. That gives you connection bonus. The split jump into the W jump, showing the 2 required jumps. Free walkover. Precisely done. A very different routine to what we've just seen. There's the change leg ring. You can hear the buzzers gone in the background. She has 10 seconds, but you can see she's rushing. Builds up for the big dismount. Round off into the triple twist. Double twist, sorry.
Interesting, Chris, that we've heard that buzzer and it's been an issue for two gymnasts.
Well, the thing is, when they're nervous and anxious, it's very easy to sort of do a move, stop, think about the next move, and that routine was full of that, full of stops. The judges deduct for stops, and of course it makes you very slow, so you end up out of time. So when you get the buzzer, you do only lose 0.1, but you also probably have lost deductions for lack of rhythm and lack of dynamics. That was a super first series, very unusual, but there were quite a lot of areas. I mean, that's meant to be a split leap. She was a long, long way off 180-degree splits. And she really did stop and think about everything. Just a double twist. She looked as though the ankle was sore, and Beth said right at the beginning that China are renowned for wonderful beam workers, and they have been over the years. If you look back to some of the great champions, Yang Bo, they do such wonderful work, but this wasn't in that league. You know, those leaps, you're meant to hit the complete split and then touch your head. It was neat and tidy, but I would be very surprised if it goes up into the lead.
Well, if it doesn't, or challenge third, then Morgan Hurd and Pauline Schaefer both guaranteed medals.
And interestingly, the first gymnast was from Germany, and the last going is from Germany. So unless it goes up to challenge at the top, Germany are assured of a beam medal.
A beam world title.
That's true, Beth, yes. Phenomenal.
The score is in, and it's 12.766. So Germany guaranteed a beam world champion, but will it be Tabea Alt or Pauline Schaefer?
Well, that was a very confident start, wasn't it? Round off straight somersault. And a very confident free cartwheel into layout somersault. Difficult series, gains more marks than just the backflip layout. A little hesitation on the backspin. Oh, and Tabea Alt looks very edgy. 2 leaps, but a wobble after the second one. Free walkover. She's a really beautiful gymnast, light, athletic. And there the leap to a ring position. The head has to go back, lose sight of the beam. She's found more of a rhythm now. The leap into the side somersault. Just a little wobble. Very elegant, lovely arms and hands. So, just the dismount to come. Big focus. Double tuck. She lands extremely well, I think. I'm not sure if that'll go first, but I think Germany have 1 and 2 there.
It's going to be close, that's for sure.
And Ulakok absolutely delighted with the gymnasts from Germany. They haven't figured tremendously well in any other area of this championships, but they have excelled.
And really, I mean, would you say that Germany are renowned for their beam work?
No, they're renowned really for their bars and their vaulting. But a couple of years ago, they decided to target improving on beam dramatically, and they've certainly done that, haven't they?
Gosh, what a result if they are 1 and 2, or even just 2 world medals.
You can see a teammate watching her very closely. Excellent routine. The change leg into the change leg half, just a small adjustment to get herself back in position. Concentration, the free walkover. There was just a few points where the judges could say yes or no to the connections.
I agree, Beth. Actually, looking back on it, I don't think this will challenge Schaefer.
It all depends. She had a 5.9 start value in qualification, and Schaefer today had a 5.5. So there is room for a couple of connections to be slightly lower.
Yeah, it's going to be close.
The score to beat is 13.533. Schaefer was watching eagle-eyed throughout the whole of the performance. Is it first, second or third? It's third for Tabea Alt, 13.3. It's Germany 1 and 3, and Morgan Hurd takes the silver. What a beam final. Yes, you have a world medal. And you, Pauline Schaefer, are world champion. Pauline Schaefer takes the gold. Morgan Hurd, the silver, to go with the all-around title. And Tabea Alt, the bronze.
Great scenes of delight here in the German camp. And of course, we saw these scenes with the Dutch gymnasts in the Olympics. The Olympic champion was here but didn't manage to qualify for the final, and it's left the door wide open for Pauline Schaefer here,
who makes history as the first German gymnast to win a world title on this piece of apparatus. Morgan Hurd, no doubt more than happy with her silver medal. It's been a glorious and a glittering World Championships for her, and what an impact she's made on the world. But Pauline Schaefer is the queen of the beam. What a moment for them two.
What a long wait Pauline had to receive that result, going up first and then having to sit and watch another 7 beam routines.
When you see your name up there, Beth, what's it like?
Do you know, it just makes all those hours in the gym worth it. The days where you feel like everything's hurting and nothing's going right, when you stand on that podium and you hear your national anthem, is just the best feeling in the world. But not just for yourself. I mean, the amount of teamwork that are behind the people, your coaches, your physios, the parents that have took you since you were little, the friends, teammates. There's never just one person behind that result.
Pauline Schaefer, victorious. She takes the gold. 0.133 ahead of Morgan Hurd and Tabea Alt.
So we're just waiting for the medal presentation for the women's balance beam coming up shortly. Some great gymnastics so far and plenty to go. We still have the men on the parallel bars, the women on the floor with great British interest, Claudia Fragapane. And then final piece, the men's high bar.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony for the women's balance beam.
Great beam final that, Christine. Superb to see Pauline Schaefer taking the gold, bronze at the last World Championships.
I did have a little hunch about it somehow. I'd seen her qualification and she just looked confident.
And I think with a piece of apparatus like beam, just to be first out, get it out the way, you sort of put pressure on the other gymnasts.
Yeah, if you can go well, going first is great. They've changed quite a bit of the judging of beam. They've made the gymnasts have to try and link not just acrobatic elements but dance elements. And to be honest, this is a typical first World Championships of the cycle. But here we have the gymnasts in bronze medal position. Tabea Alt from Germany has promised much over the years. We've watched her as a great junior, but it's taken till now for her to come through to medal.
The winner of the silver medal, representing the United States of America, Morgan Hurd.
And the gymnast of the moment, the new all-around world champion, Morgan Hurd. She's delighted the crowd. Performed with real relish and joy. Not always perfect, but always giving of her best.
La médaille d'or et championne du monde 2017 à la poule, représentant l'Allemagne. The winner of the gold medal and 2017 women's balance beam world champion, representing Germany, Pauline Schaefer.
So our new world champion on the beam from Germany, the first time ever Germany have produced a world champion beam, Pauline Schaefer. These gymnasts absolutely delighted with their performances. Out first, she was the first gymnast to perform on the beam and she dominated from the front. And now the moment gymnasts dream of. Seeing their flag rise and hearing their anthem.
show your appreciation for the world medalists.
There we are, confirmation. Pauline Schaefer, gold medal. Morgan Hurd, the silver, and Tabea Alt, the bronze.
I don't think I've seen Morgan Hurd not smiling during these championships. What an absolute character. And you just get an image of how small she is compared to the other gymnasts.
Oh, I think she's the icon of this championships, that's for sure. Very inspirational young lady.
That was a super mount. I'm always personally steer away from the big mount, but she performed that fantastically as she did the dismount.
I didn't know you were working being Christine, but yeah, you stay away from them big mounts. Man, you, the way you just vaulted through the bars into that commentary position, it's a 10 from me. That was an impressive skill. She's so spatially aware, and they're huge. This dismount, fulling back out.
Most of the American youngsters do full twisting, standing full twists on beam. I think it must be in their program.
And you could see what this routine meant to her at the end. She was just full of elation and tears of joy. And I think that's what's brilliant about sport. You know, the emotion that you see and defying odds. I mean, bronze in the last World Championships, so it was no surprise that she was in this field.
And she'd got a bit of experience, you know. She knew what it was all about.
And what a physical fight it is. You know, there's no technology involved. It's just you're out there, you against the next person. Who is the best in the world?